You know that as audiophiles, we gotta have it now. We wanna listen to our music now, not 3 months from now. So let's not sit here and parse and break apart and dissect the WiiM AMP. Hi, I'm Bob, and you, my friends, are back in the United States of Analog. You are welcome here because you are a card-carrying citizen of our great nation of audio participation. And yes, I'm gonna keep pushing that slogan until it sticks. What are we gonna do today? Well, I went into the closet to pull out this bad boy, the WiiM AMP. Yeah, it's right side up, the WiiM AMP. I reviewed it a few months ago when it came out, and I thought it'd be worth a second look because I have been noticing, and I don't know if you've been noticing too, that a lot of the reviewers out there have been bagging on this unassuming, albeit feature-packed amplifier. They've been bagging on it. They've been bench testing it. They've been putting it through spectral analysis and doing pie charts and graphs and letting us know that, hey, the frequency response isn't exactly flat. There's some build quality considerations and concerns, blah, blah, blah. All that audiophile stuff. Now, you know I'm a little bit of a disruptor in this space. I do things a little differently. I take systems as a whole generally. I talk about the emotional impact gear and systems have on me as a listener. Am I engaged? Do I want to continue to listen for a long time? Is it something that I want to keep? I need to know these things because I have to buy most of the stuff that I review on this channel at this point. But that's going to change when you like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. All right. Yeah, we get a little bit crazy, right? Why would anyone spend that much time analyzing a $300 piece of audio equipment? If you're a new audiophile and you have $300 to spend on some kind of combination of DAC streamer amplifier, well, guess how much money you have in your budget? That's right, the one and only correct answer is $300. Tell them what they've won, Johnny. Yeah, $300. I know what your next question's gonna be. Bob, why don't they just save up a little longer and buy a better piece of equipment? Come on. How long have you been in this game now? What do you know about GAS, gear acquisition syndrome? You know that as audiophiles, we gotta have it now. We wanna listen to our music now, not 3 months from now. So let's not sit here and parse and break apart and dissect the WiiM AMP. At $299, 60 watts aside, Class D amplification. All right, I know, I already lost some of you. Saber DAC, I lost some more of you. But a pretty damn good streamer and a great, I mean best in class UI for my money at $299. Come on, let's stop with the bench testing and all that. Let's just enjoy. But to be fair, I thought it'd be worth taking it out of the closet, out of its box, putting it through its paces one more time in a budget system that I'm gonna create consisting of equipment that I already have in-house. Everything from the turntable, potentially to the subwoofer. We'll see how it goes. The first review I did, which was very favorable, especially from a value proposition and a feature proposition. Did I mention it's got HDMI, ELAC, and a subwoofer output? I wanted to kind of take it out of my normal system and build a system entirely around the WiiM AMP. At the end of this video, it'll be the definitive decision of whether or not the WiiM AMP is something that you want to keep in your system or something that you want to jettison. All right, we're going to leave all the evaluation gear in the closet. Actually, I don't have any evaluation gear, just these little puppies right here. We're going to clear off the top of the BDI, and we are going to build a system from the ground up for under $1,000 featuring the WiiM AMP at $299, the little workhorse amplifier streamer DAC that could. All right, let's go. Let's clear off that BDI. Oh, come on, look at this thing. This thing is so cute. How can you resist $299? I mean, when you take out the price of the included remote control and all the cables that you get, they're practically giving this thing away. I know looks aren't everything. Sound is why we're here. But this is a really nice unit. It feels heavy. It doesn't feel like a toy. Now here's the system I put together with equipment that I had lying around already. The WiiM AMP at $299, the Fluance RT81 Plus Elite, which I reviewed on this channel for $299. That's a great starter turntable in my humble opinion. ELAC debut 5.2 speakers at $329. That's full retail. They can often be had on sale. I've listened to both the 5.2s and the 6.2s, and I think the 5.2s are a better value. I think the bass is a little tighter, a little smaller form factor, and a little cheaper. The sub, I picked the JAMO 808. Now JAMO is now a Klipsch company. $149 for that. At retail, you can probably get it for less as a scratch and dent, or maybe even on sale occasionally. That's the basic system. That comes in at $1,076. In today's money, $1,000 is still a lot for a lot of people, and I get it. Take the turntable out and just have a streaming system. How does it sound? Let's talk about the streaming first. Streaming is very, very good. I cannot say enough nice things about the WiiM streamers. I probably have 5 of them around the house, and I love them for 2 reasons. Because the sound is great, number 1. But number 2, the interface is just fantastic. I don't know how they do it. WiiM is constantly upgrading the streamer and the amp. Is it because they forgot something when they first made it? No, it's because they want you to have the best experience at that moment. That's my belief. Sound streaming through the system, again, was very good. Some of the tracks I listened to, Michael Jackson's Thriller. You get the left and right panning action. You get all of the detail of the music, the cinematics of the music. It's all there. This JAMO, it's not a world-class bass, but it's gonna fill in some of the gaps. It's giving you, you can dance to it. Let's put it that way, all right? Thriller sounded great, great soundstage, width of sound, some depth of sound. Pretty happy with that. Then I really wanted to put it to the test with Van Halen's Hot for Teacher. Why that track? Because that track has some real like machine gun drumming from Alex and some shredding, as you kids say, from Eddie. And they're playing together on that track as only maybe siblings can do that have played together in a bedroom or in a house for years and years before they became professional. It's so tight, and that track will really test your system. Hi-fi gurus talk about speed all the time, the speed of the sound, the transients. I don't think you as a beginner should be concerned too much about things like speed. I don't hear people at cocktail parties talking about the speed of a track. In fact, I don't hear them talk about any of the stuff that we talk about on this on this channel and others. Was it as fast? Was it as cohesive as on the $32,000 system I was listening to last week? No. It sounded good. You could rock out to it. I don't think most people are going to have a problem with the sound. And speaking of the sound, I got pretty loud. This is the only graph I'm going to show you in this video. We're getting up past 85 decibels. That's pretty loud, close to 90. I felt like any more than that, I was going to be like Maverick, pushing through Mach 10. But for my money, that's pretty loud, and it gives you that rock and roll sensation. It gives you a little bit of that thump in the chest. I'm sure there's distortion numbers. I'm sure that there's stuff maybe missing from the music. But how far down that rabbit hole do we really want to go at $300? That's kind of my point. But as I've mentioned in some of my other reviews, sometimes having really good sound means you hear a lot of stuff you don't want to hear. I think with the WiiM, you're getting kind of the stuff that you enjoy, the thump, the beat, the rhythm, the landscape of the music, but you're not hearing a lot of the noise between the grooves and mistakes and flaws in the mastering and things like that. I think that's one of the great advantages of what, this kind of mid-fi gear. Where the WiiM really shined in the streaming department was Dire Straits' You and Your Friend. I think it's a great test track. It's a very tasty track. The dynamics are just kind of in the middle. It's very tasteful, very cool, great guitar playing, great bass. That track really, really stood out to me on the WiiM. So I know the WiiM is capable of good sound. You just have to put the right tracks on it. And those 3 tracks that I mentioned did pretty well. Now, as far as the turntable goes, the Fluance RT81 Plus Elite, I gotta be completely honest with you, I cannot lie. The Phono Preamp and that Fluance does not have enough gain, and I found no way in the WiiM app to increase that gain in the turntable. You're gonna have to add some kind of Phono Preamp. I'm gonna recommend the Shit Manny for $149 on their website. It's gonna up your budget. I might go with the Art DJ Pre 2. I used this one for years, and I like that one. It's 65 bucks because it has a knob where you can adjust the gain. Here's the secret that no one wants to tell you. Cartridges have different outputs. So sometimes one cartridge is not as loud as another. Try to get a Phono Preamp where you can adjust that. In the speaker department, I think the ELACs did a very good job. I might look at, and I did swap out the HECO AURORA 300, but they're not available right now because I reviewed them 2 months ago and they sold out. I'm taking full responsibility for that. But you might consider the HECO AURORA 200, which come in at $314 a pair, cheaper than the ELACs, and may give you a little better performance, though I didn't have those in-house, so I can't say for sure. So again, we're hovering between $1,000 and $1,200, depending how well you can shop. If you want to get into this game, you're gonna have to spend a few bucks. And this is just a recommendation. The WiiM AMP at $299 can be the centerpiece of a pretty decent system. It's not going to be a system that's going to be on the cover of Stereophile magazine. Vinyl sounded very good. Once I hooked the Phono Preamp, I used the shit manny, increased the volume dramatically, and made everything sound punchy and full and luxurious. And I think that's the kind of sound you're going to get up to a point. You're not going to want to go past 85, 90 dB, but up to a point, you're going to get that luxurious rock and roll, thick sound. You might be missing some detail, good and bad, but I think in our freshman year of being an audiophile, we can all deal with that. I think it's a great DAC, streamer, amp. You're getting all that built into one box that doesn't feel like a toy. You'd be proud to display it, maybe in a bedroom, in an office, in a bar area like I have here. It would work great in here. I would have no problems with that, and my guests would have no problems with that. And when you graduate to your junior or senior year in high fidelia, you know, get a better system and move that system to another room. That's the beautiful thing about component audio, is that we can mix and match and move stuff around and try different things and see what we like. And speaking of what you like, if you like this, please hit the thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. I'll see you next time right here in the United States of Analog. All right, dude, that's the last thing I'm gonna do on the WiiM AMP for a while. I just don't know how those other reviewers are so eloquent when they're delivering their, you know, in the specs and everything, and they never get lost in this. A teleprompter? You think I need a teleprompter?